Manchester United play Norwich City at the weekend. The big talking point of the week is it win or bust for Louis van Gaal. He seems to have lost the love of a lot of the fans, and he also might have lost the dressing room if some reports are to be believed. Adam McCullough, where do we go from here with our manager?
He ain't lost me yet, I'll tell you that. But it is one of those things where something needs to change. I wouldn't be surprised if I don't think there'll be like a big breakdown at Manchester United, but I wouldn't be surprised if questions were asked by some of the senior players or some of the players were frustrated and had a go. Them kind of things happen. At the moment, the players are lacking so much confidence, and that's what he needs to instill in these players at the moment. You can't expect young players to improve. You can't expect players like Juan Mata to perform at their highest level when they're not enjoying their football. They're not allowed to take risk. And I know that's a lot about what Louis van Gaal's style of play is, but I think in the final third, we need to loosen it up a little bit. The players have adapted to Louis van Gaal now. Maybe he needs to adapt to them a little bit more.
Gaz, what do you say?
I think that even discussing the possibility of sacking a manager midway through a season is... I disagree with the whole concept of it. I just think that it would leave us in a bigger mess than it would do if we stuck by him. I think that, I agree with waiting until the end of the season and then looking back and making a decision. I think the only thing that he would do for me to actually get sacked would be for there to be no title challenge at all. And some would say that, that's maybe slightly harsh on the manager who's taken over a team in transition. And I know that people get bored of hearing this, but you've got to look at some of the money that he spent and some of the money that he could have spent on building a bigger squad or, a more quality squad rather than some of the players that he went for. And I think he does deserve some blame for that, but I think sacking him midway through a season would be absolutely ludicrous.
Squawker Dave, chime in. Is it a storm in a teacup or is there serious problems at Manchester United?
I think there could be. I think the problem isn't necessarily LVG at the moment. I think the problem is at the club. Where's the club going? At the moment, we're in the middle of a sea with a ship. Where are we sailing to? We need to know where we're sailing to. If we are sailing to this, Barcelona-esque club, we want to build young players that play possession-based football. We're going the right way with Louis van Gaal, and we should stick at it. Again, we're in massive transition. The likes of Memphis Depay and Martial. These are two very young lads. Young lads. We've got to give them confidence. It's just got to be in there. I agree with Adam. We need a bit more fluidity in the final third, and whether that is taking the shackles off certain players and getting them to interchange their positions a bit more, maybe that will start to improve some stuff. But for me right now, there's no point sacking Van Gaal. But we need a message from the club. What direction's going? The signings again. They seem to be like willy-nilly. Pick this lad up, we'll buy this lad. But it's not geared to playing a certain style of football. It's not geared to a philosophy. And for me, that's really wrong at the moment. You look at the success stories in the Premier League. Southampton, Swansea. They know where they're going.
You've also got to realise that we've been in worse states at this point in a season, going out of Champions Leagues and this many points that we are off the top of the table, which isn't an awful lot, albeit that is because everyone else is crap as well. But yeah, we have been in worse states under Sir Alex Ferguson in the past. So, also, and United are traditionally slow starters. I mean, after Christmas, that's usually when we get going. But I know it's a bit different this year. But for me, I just think you have to wait till May.
I felt sorry for Louis a little bit on Saturday as well and against Wolfsburg, because those two games there, you can lose them when you've got that kind of injuries that we've got at the moment.
Yeah, but you should have won the game against PSG.
No. Let me finish, guys.
All right, okay, we're done.
That's the thing, because the recent results aren't that bad given the circumstances, but because of what's gone before it and some of the performances at home, I think it's just added the pressure on a little bit more and it's starting to grate on fans. But we need to show patience, man.
And you've got to remember, if we get a win this weekend and City and Arsenal draw, we actually go into second place. But enough of that. We have been attacking a lot more lately. Do you see us continuing this trend of going for it a little bit more? And if we do, are we going to continue to concede like we saw at Watford and Wolfsburg?
I'm not bothered if we concede. I'm not bothered if we concede 5 goals in a game as long as we score 6.
Well, that's the problem.
This is what I think it is. And it's like, some people are actually... There are genuinely people who buzz off clean sheets. There are people who come out of a game like, yes, lads, we got a clean sheet. It's like, arsed. I'm not really that arsed at all. I think, we've got a good attack, but I always thought that we had a good defence. Well, when you look back at this season, you think, we've actually got a good defence. Look how well we're playing. But maybe that explains why we've been playing such boring football, possession football, just to actually protect that back line. So, you know, I agree with us going attacking, because us going defending isn't necessarily working. I think if we carry on playing that defensive style of football that we were earlier, not defensive, possession style of football that we were playing earlier in the season, sooner or later, City will start playing well. Sooner or later, Arsenal will start playing better, and they will leave us behind. So I think something needs to change, definitely.
Dave, pull us some stats out, mate.
We play attacking football, man. It's just the way we attack.
Dave, pull us some stats out, mate.
I think that's it. You know, you're looking at the last two performances. I personally thought we played very well against Wolfsburg. They scored 2 goals from set pieces again at the weekend against Bournemouth. I thought we played well, but we're just not taking our chances. And whether that is a confidence thing for certain players, whether the substitutions are at the right time. For example, Marouane Fellaini, I thought he had an absolute storming game against Bournemouth at the weekend, but then was withdrawn on the 74th minute. I understand why, but why the change was made. You know, bring on Nick Powell, who is actually, you know, he's a striker in a way. But it just, for me, it's a bit weird. You look at the stats, okay, so in terms of chance conversion in the Premier League in the last month, Man United are ranked 18th in the table. Only Southampton and Chelsea are below them in terms of taking their chances. So they just need to start taking them, and the performance will come, the results will come, and it will start to get a bit of momentum. I think that's the thing. There needs to be a big change. Like, one performance could kick off this United campaign, and we could start flying. Why can't we be the team that sort of goes on that run, goes on that Man City or the Arsenal-esque run? Like, it's just a tiny bit, you know, a look. I feel if the look changes, everything will change.
Exactly.
Maybe.
That's what I keep saying.
What have you got, Mike?
Man, it's like, I don't think we play defensive football. We play attacking football. We've had this conversation before. We've always got the ball. We're always in the final third. It's just what we do with it. And partly, I think, again, injuries, the lack of having good fullbacks and wide players hasn't helped. We miss Luke Shaw. Darmian's form's been affected. Our wingers, out wide, we've got a man that should be playing number 10 in his preferred position. We got Memphis, who has come from the Dutch league, and it's a big season for him in his development. Then we got Ashley Young, who's Ashley Young, and we've got Antonio Valencia, who's a right back, and he's not that good at a winger. So this shows you that, you know, in the areas where we need to improve, we actually need to get players in those areas as well. And we've been lacking through injuries. But the thing for me is, and I keep saying it, it's been the same problem throughout. When Manchester United play poorly, the players just lacking anything. They don't want to go for it. And football's changed. I'm not at the same opinion that, we can concede 5, let's score 6. Football's changed. Football's not like that anymore. If we want to compete with the likes of Bayern Munich, Barcelona, we have to set up, you know, as a continental team would at times. But at home against the likes of PSV Eindhoven, Norwich coming up, West Ham, we need to be taking the shackles off. We need to be trying something different to beat teams that are going to put 8 men behind the ball and changing things. We don't change things enough. 60 minutes into games, it will be 0-0. And there won't be a change in tempo. There won't be, we'll bring on Fellaini, we'll hoof a long ball. That's not good enough. We need to change things. And it's the way we go about attacking that needs to change.
Oh, sorry, have you finished? Right, anyway, Squawker Dave, let's have your starting 11, my mate.
Right, so I think obviously with this attacking out, Adam said there, in terms of we need to change things at home. For me, we need to play 2 strikers, and that is how we're going to start scoring goals. So my team, De Gea in goal. I think Varela at right back, you know, no other option there really. He's played all right, you know, very good against Wolfsburg. I didn't think he was too good against Bournemouth. Jones, hopefully, if he's fit, centre half with Paddy McNair, and then Blind at left back. Midfield, going to have Juan Mata on the right, Carrick and Fellaini in central midfield, Ashley Young on the left. I really think we've got to play Ashley Young. He's just our only natural wide player, his only player that's going to stretch teams. With Fellaini's sort of attitude at central midfield now, where he's trying to get into the box, let's get some crosses into the box, but some crosses of quality. I think that's what we've been lacking. We've been crossing from terrible areas, but Young's the only United player that is going to the byline and playing crosses from that zone. Onto my front 2, it's got to be Memphis and Martial. I'm just going to keep saying this until he does it. Until Van Gaal watches one of these cracking videos and decides, right, let's just go with these 2 lads up front. Let them combine, let them create and be an attack. Just let Van Gaal just do it. You know what I mean? It's frustrating.
Okay, Gaz, let's have a look at yours.
Just do it. I like that. So I've got Dave in goal. Borthwick Jackson at left back, Daley Blint and Phil Jones as a 2 centre half. That's presuming Phil Jones is back. He's probably going to get injured in the warm up or something. Then I've put Varela at right back. He's impressing me. No reason for him to lose his place in the team, but he's going to have a problem against Robbie Brady, of course. Schneidlin and Michael Carrick as the 2 centre midfielders. Marshall on the left, Rooney playing behind the striker, Mata on the right, and Memphis up top. I'm assuming that Wayne Rooney is back because he's back in training, I think.
All right. Mac, give us your thoughts on those two teams, mate.
If Rooney is back, I don't want to see him return to the starting lineup. I know I'm going to get slated for this, but we've been looking better in the final third without him. I think the young lads bring us a little bit of energy, a bit of freshness to us. Martial, he's missed a lot of opportunities recently, but I think he's getting into the right areas, playing through the middle. We need to keep working on that. If we do play Mata in the middle again, then we need to give him the ball at his feet. That's probably why I would go with what Dave's saying and have the Martial Memphis movement up front. With Memphis, a lot of people were criticising him after the Bournemouth game, but I thought, and against Wolfsburg, and since he's come back, he's looked like he wants to use his physicality for the better. He wants to try and bully a fullback now and get at them. And I'm liking that, maybe not everything that he's doing, his end product's not there, but I'm liking the directness of him at the moment. I think a penny's dropped with Memphis.
Okay. Right then, let's go to Gaz. Give us your thoughts on Norwich. What we're going to expect.
You made me sound like a weatherman.
Let's
Let's go to Gaz with the weather.
And
Norwich.
McDonald taking over
Go.
Stephen Arson's body or something. What's going on?
Norwich, worried that Robbie Brady can put a good ball in, the one who used to play for us. He did used to play for us, didn't he? Am I right in saying that?
Yeah.
I remember him on like FIFA 08 or something. Anyway, yeah, he could put a good cross in. I've seen him play for Republic of Ireland. He seems pretty decent for them as well. And big Cameron Jerome. What a player. What a legend.
Mac, what have you just quickly Googled about Norwich?
Oh, now I know they've got Kyle Lafferty. He's a top dog for Northern Ireland, and he's all right. That's why he's not that good, but he'll probably score against us. They got Cameron Jerome as well. He'll turn into bloody Didier Drogba on the weekend and score a hat trick or something, won't he? What's the other chap's name? Is it Houlihan?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like him. I think he's a good footballer.
He's good at that football stuff, yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's a good football. You don't expect good footballers at teams like Norwich, do you? Someone that can get the ball down on their feet and he's decent. So
You don't expect him at United either, to be honest, mate.
Squawky Dave,
do expect
give
them
us
at
some actual insight that's going to educate the people.
Well, Nathan Redmond obviously started the season off in fantastic fashion and scored 3 goals within the first 7 games. But as Norwich's form has dropped off of late, his form has sort of dropped off. But I'd say Wes Houlihan got to get tight to him in central midfield. If he can drift into the space in between our defence and our midfield, he can cause us a lot of trouble with the pace of Redmond on the right and then Cameron Jerome going through the middle. So just got to get tight to him, keep it nice and compact, and hopefully we can get a result.
I write Dave's notes.
No, you don't. Mac, give us your score prediction.
Man. 2-0 to United.
Dreaming. Dave, give us your score prediction.
I'm going to be a little bit more happy about it. I reckon United are going to win 3-0. It's going to click. We're going to score some goals.
-2 on.
Gaz?
7-6.
Okay.
No, I'll say.
He's a douche.
3-2.
You're
We're going to go for it.
We are going to absolutely smash them 0-0. That's what's going to happen. Anyway, thank you for
go
watching.
Go in Sam's seat so it'll be right. Sam's always right.
There you go. We're going to smash them 0-0. 70% possession, 22 shots, 4 on target, 0-0. That's how it's going to go down. Anyway, thank you for watching Full Time Devils. Make sure you give these lads below a follow on Twitter. Throw it in the comments below what you think your starting 11 is. What you think that's because I'm better. Let's see your starting 11. Let's see your score predictions. And let's see what you know about Norwich City. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.